Hello guys and welcome to my channel, Trading with Dan. Here we'll analyze the markets and try to make sense. Of course, everything that I say here is not financial advice and you have to make your own research. So all the things that I suggest that are going to go up doesn't mean that you have to buy, or all the things that I suggest that are going to go down doesn't mean you have to sell. So please make your own research, and this is just for informative purposes and to make sense of what's going on in the markets. Okay, so let's start with Bitcoin, because Bitcoin, well, we know now we're experiencing a bull run. So as we can see here in the chart, we started here around 15,000 and now we are around 67,000. So it's been a fascinating bull run, and we want to see if there is a continuation or not. So to do that, what can we do? How can we make sense of this? First of all, so we've seen that we made a new all-time high here. So we passed this all-time high, the previous all-time high that was in around 69,000, and now we are making a new all-time. We made a new all-time high here, 73,000, but then we started a correction. Here we are on the weekly chart, so pay attention to this. We're on the weekly chart here, and then we see this candle 2 weeks ago. This candle that is a reversal candle. Here we can see that we have a long wick to the upside, long wick to the downside, and then the body, just a small body in the middle. Here we have a reversal candle because it was actually a bearish candle. Then next week, so the week that closed yesterday, last Sunday, it was also negative, so suggesting that we might have a slowdown period. It doesn't mean the bull run is going to finish here, not at all, but we might have a cool down, which is really necessary in the markets. It's very important to have a recovery phase to later to take impulse and later continue with a bull run. So we can see that in several stages of this actual bull run. For instance, here we had this correction phase, and then we went up, another correction phase, and then we went really up. Then we have a not really correction, but a little bit of a lateral phase, and then we go up. So now potentially we're seeing a correction phase or lateral phase to continue with a bull run. So what do we have here? So it is important to mark that here the previous all-time high, so now is still working as a resistance zone at the 69,000 level. So we are trying to cross this. So if we get to cross this area and then make a support here, then we can continue up. Then we can see an upward continuation. But if instead of that we continue down, instead of that we do something like this, we continue going down like this, like as we are doing now, and then we try to go here past this, but we get rejected, and then we go down, then we are going to see a correction phase. How deep the correction? Well, to do that we need to analyze the chart. We need to analyze what were the previous support and resistance levels. So to do that, well, we just take, here we are on the weekly chart, and then we just take the entire history of Bitcoin, and then we just have to see where Bitcoin had more action in the past. For instance, here we can draw a rectangle. We can see here that in this area we had lots of touches to this area. So we can make a rectangle here, and then we see that we actually see that our current correction already touched this area. Right? We already touched this area, then we got rejected, we went up, but it is likely that if the correction continues, if we get rejected from this 69 area, we can go down again here. And then this area, well, either we remain into this area and then we go up again, or we can come down from this area. So from this area, we can still either stay here a little bit and go up, or come here and go down. And you might ask, how deep can we go? Well, again, we have to draw another rectangle, or to mark another area to see where potentially can we go, right? So we can go potentially to this area. So because here we've seen again several touches in the past, and we see, and we have here a formation here on our way up. So potentially, if we cross here and we come down here, then we potentially can come down here, and this the 50-52 area, then here will be a very good support to continue our way up later, right? But we don't know, so it is better not to precipitate things, not to forecast too much in advance what's gonna happen. It is better to see how things develop, because as I said, we can either just come here and go up, or we can come here, cross it and go that. Simple as that. So I think trading should be very simple. Trading should be something that you take it in a simple way, and you don't complicate things. So but to see where can we potentially go, we need to also analyze what's going on in the rest of the market. So that's why here, forget about the colors. So I have colors marked here, but this is because of the trades that I do, the instruments that I trade, the trades that I think that I have, and the instruments that I have in my portfolio, etc., etc. So, for instance, here the rich pound is not it's not crypto, it's forex. So anyway, so I was saying, so to see what's going on, you have to analyze the rest of the market. So, and something that it is very important in the markets is the dollar index. Yeah, especially now with the interest rates and so on, we can see that the dollar index is been driving the market. So when the dollar goes down, the markets go up, and the other way around. When the dollar goes up, the markets go down. Not literally, not always happens this literally, but it generally follows this rule. So here we have to analyze the US dollar index. Here on the weekly chart of the US dollar index, again, we have to find the areas where we had lots of interaction. The price had lots of interaction, support, and resistance. So as somebody once said, the more points, the merrier. So you check your chart, and where it touched several where it touched several areas, that is the best area. For instance, here we can see on the dollar index, here we can put a line here, because here we can see that here there was a support area, then we crossed this, and this became resistance, then we battled with this resistance, and then we went up, but then we crashed again, and now we are battling again with this resistance area. So it is likely, I'm not saying that it is going to happen, it is likely that we go up here again, and then see if we cross it or if we get rejected. Or it might be we are also, on a daily level, we are also at a resistance level. So it might be that we just stop here where we are, right? So we have two cases: either we stay here, or we go all the way up here to this area and see if we stay in this area, or if we pass this area, which will be catastrophic for the market, because if the dollar goes up to this area, then all the markets are going to go down. However, if we get rejected from this area, then all the markets can continue up. So we have to monitor what's going to happen with the dollar index. And the same case, we have the same case. So for instance, now we can analyze the indices. So let's say the S&P 500. The S&P 500 has exactly the same thing. We are at an all-time high. We just printed an all-time high last week. And again, we can put a line here by the previous all-time high, and we see that here we also had interaction. So if the markets are going to go down, we have several areas here where we potentially can go down. So we have a possible interaction area here, right? So we can easily come down here, this area, test this area, and then go continue up. Or if we break this area, we can come here, come down here, test this is a major support area, and then continue up. Or definitely we crash and then we continue down, right? So we have all these possibilities, but we, as I said, we don't know what's going to happen, so we cannot predict exactly what's going to happen. We just try to see with the data that we have, we try to make sense and try to find direction, but we will never be certain of what's going to happen. So right now we are having here a new very important all-time high resistance. We'll see if we can pass this or if we get rejection, and if we get rejection, we can get rejection to this 5,100 area, or all the way down to the previous all-time high to 4,800 area. The same with the Nasdaq is in the same situation. We just made a new all-time high. We have here our previous all-time high, which is a very important area, and it is likely that if we go down, we will go down to this area, and then from here we can continue our way up. And now, well, this is the most important things that are going on in the market. Then if you want to trade these markets, well, then you can go to lower levels, to lower time frames, sorry, and then we can start trading. So for instance, here we can see that the Nasdaq is already having a rejection, right? So we can monitor here, we can draw our line here and monitor. So it is likely, because markets work like that, it is likely that we have try to go up again, push up, and if we don't manage to cross this line, then we could open a short position, right? But do not rush, do not hurry. It's better to be patient. In markets, in trading, it is very important to be patient. Patience is the best thing in the market. Either patient to see if a level is broken or is rejected, and then patience to get out of the markets. So you need both patience to open your trades and patience to close your trades. All right. So we can see that here we started a rejection. Then if we get to fall from this level, from this previous level, from the previous day, then we can probably directly enter into the short position, right? Because it is a sign that we will go down. But if from this previous day level we got rejected, then we have to wait and see what happens. So that is the case with Nasdaq, and the same with Bitcoin. We go back to Bitcoin. So with Bitcoin, the same would be the case, right? We already put our important levels. That's why it's important to first make our higher time frame analysis and check our levels, and then it's easy to see where we can enter the market. As I said, patience, and then we enter the market. So here, what's going on with Bitcoin? We see that Bitcoin during the weekend it was pushing upwards. It was pushing her upwards. Here we are seeing a resistance area. Here we have the major weekly resistance, which is our previous all-time high, and we are trying to get to this line. So we are here currently. We are trying to get to this line, but we are seeing that we are not crossing this level. We are also getting stuck in this level. So if we see a rejection from this level, then we could open a short position. And where to go? To this blue area. We will go to this blue area because here is where is likely that we will touch this area. I don't know how deep are we gonna touch this area. We might just touch it here, we might go all the way here, we might go all the way here. But it is likely that we touch this area, and from here, either we go up, or as I said previously, we touch this area, we stay here a little bit, and then we go down. Down where? To the next area. So we will do something. It's likely that we do something like this. We go up, we go down, then we try to regain this area, and we go down. And here, for instance, here I have here in my chart marked two important moving average. Sorry, I'm deleting the drawings to make this a bit cleaner. Right, so I have here two important moving average. So we have the 55 EMA and the 200 EMA. So these are very good supports, as you can see here in history. Here, for instance, we came down, we battled with the 55 EMA, sorry, and then we cross it back up again, and then we continue our way up. So it is very likely this is gonna continue a bit like this. This can continue a bit like this. So it is very likely that we come here, and either we get a positive rejection, or we come here and we break it and we have a negative rejection. Then we have the 200 EMA. Then that will be our next support. That can be something like that. So, and then this will be our next area, which aligns perfectly with this blue box that I draw on the weekly chart. So that's why it is very important that we remain calm and we observe what price is doing. So please, if you like this video, please give me a like, subscribe to this channel. I will keep you updated. And if you want me to analyze specific instruments, assets, can be stocks, can be forex, can be more cryptocurrencies, please let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.